Welcome to the channel. Having a toolbox can be great. This one is mine. Having a toolbox can be necessary to find the tools when you actually need them. Now, having an organized toolbox is amazing. I want to see if these 3D parts can make my box more organized. The organization in my toolbox is pretty good, but as I add more tools, it's getting kind of crowded and can definitely use some help. I want to start in one drawer and then see if this is a solution that actually works for me and was something that I want to spend the time and money on printing all the extra pieces that are going to be required. The top of the box ends up being spare parts, hardware, and things like that. I wasn't going to touch this drawer or this section, but it definitely has to be done. I think some bins to organize some of the hardware that I had for different projects, and spare parts for vehicles, the caliper bolts and things like that. It'd be useful to actually organize those. Next is my wrenches. This case here takes a lot of space, so actually getting a separate holder for the wrenches could save me space in this drawer. This one here as well. Now you see that they slid around. So these here are my ratcheting wrenches. I like to do something in here to organize them and maybe stand them up, take up less space so I can make more use of this drawer. I don't know if I could do a whole lot with this. Might have the height to stand these up. If I put them on edge, as many as I can, then that would save me a lot of space. So actually, I mean, I just came up with that. That might be my best option. So, I mean, if I can do that, that might save me a third to half of this drawer. This one I definitely have to get to. It won't be the first drawer, but I have one of my torque wrenches in here, my extensions, and my impact sockets, some torque bits. This one definitely has to be cleaned up. I have a magnet here, but just having the one, they fall off it. It's not working the way I wanted to. And then also have some of my air tools here. So yeah, that needs work. This one here, a brake kit, some heat shrink, some cotter pins, and zip ties, and some sandpaper. That drawer will more than likely be left alone. This one here is my socket drawer. I have 2 socket sets. I have my Allen set here. I eventually have to do something with this. I like to get a new socket set. I still don't know my plans on this one. That one will wait. Now this is a drawer here that I want to tackle first. This here, basically I call it my specialty tools. So right now I have small level in here, laser thermometer, Gorilla tape, have some cheap panel tools, Q-tips for cleaning different items. They worked well on cleaning electrical connection. Feeler gauges. I have some drill bits, muffler tape, more heat shrink, brake lube, propane torch, scissors, anti-seize. So you can see it's a random assortment, not a nut splitter. So this drawer here is very useful. I'm in it a lot for certain items, and it's got to the point where, as you can see, it's extremely messy. I want to organize this. But one of the things, for example, this drill bit set here is, because of the depth of the drawer, it has to lay on its side. But if I switch it with the next drawer, it can lay up on its edge and will take up a lot less space. So that might be what I end up doing, and switch it with this drawer, which is some extra screwdrivers I have, hammer, dead blow, square. I have some clamps in here, measuring tape. This drawer is normally cleaner than this, but like I said, this has to be changed. I might switch it up with this drawer because I don't really need that depth other than for these clamps. Extra bag of screwdrivers. I like to take them when I have to go help someone. Some power tools, oscillating tool, angle grinder, cheap jigsaw, some grinding discs, cut off discs, and so on. In my lower drawer, heat gun, in my drill, impact, porta cable dual action polisher, buffer, sander, got an extension cord in there, got a pulley. So as you can see, that drawer needs some work, as well as some other drawers in the box, but we have to start with one. So to do the whole drawer, it's going to take a lot of time in printing and more than likely a lot of filament. You can also print off light versions of, actually I believe, the grid and the containers. So for example, you see the grooves in the bottom, they fit in the grooves on the grid. But on the inside, you have your flat floor on it. You can actually print it without that flat bottom on it, and you would have the cups for each square. I decided to go with the flat bottom for some things. I don't want them to be sitting at a weird angle. I want them to lay flat. So for some, I might do the light. We'll see as we go. But this project won't be done overnight. I want to pick at it and see what boxes I need, and then print off a bunch of grids. I'm going to have to get some more filament. Some will do it in any filament they have. I'd like to keep it. I like to keep it all one color, or maybe one or two, and not do just mix match or whatever I have. So the first step is to clean out that drawer, see what I have in there, and set up one corner with just two boxes, put a couple items in there, and just maybe try to get an idea of what I need to print off next to start organize this drawer. All right, so it's empty now. So now, to find out what couple items I want to put in these two small bins. I'm going to start off in one corner, and then I'll place everything in, try to organize it in a way that'll give me an idea of what or how I want to organize everything. But anyway, let's get started with that. One thing we can do is I believe both of these failed. Okay, so they're garbage. They don't need to be in the box. So we can start off here in the left corner. So then these can be set in here in any orientation you want or need. So for now, I'm going to put in some of my loose drill bits. I got my Allen key, some other drill bits. One here is a little bit large for the box, but I'll put that in anyway. Shouldn't interfere with the next one. This definitely wasn't a plan when I first printed these two boxes, but I'm going to put the Q-tips in one box to keep that organized and clean instead of them rolling around in this box. Just those two little bins, it doesn't do a ton for the box at this point, but it does organize some of the bits, and it keeps those Q-tips from sliding around the box and getting knocked around. So it does start the cleaning process. So the rest I will just have to place in and kind of see what I want to do. I do believe that I should switch boxes, so I might do that after I get some more grids printed and some more boxes as well. I still, like I said, have to decide what size boxes. Like I have some larger tools in there. What I might have is one side that doesn't even have a grid, because I can't see myself printing something for this unless I print a bracket that will hold that sitting upright. And actually I might do that. It'll save me an inch or two of space. So I feel that this hasn't done a ton so far for organization, but I do have my drill bits and the Q-tips contained in the corner there. And I can see some of the other items and see what I want to do with some of the others. Like I said, moving it to the lower drawer is going to allow me to stand some of these items up, like these heat shrink tubes here, drill bits, things like that. Could even stand that one up, I believe, on its end in the lower drawer. That will save space. So I believe with that drawer, I can make better use of this space. And then it also raises the screwdrivers and the hammers up, which I'll use a little bit more. It puts them up one drawer. So as you can see, this is going to take a little time. Even for the grids themselves, they're about 51 minutes to print. I can do, on my A1 Mini, I can print one grid at a time. And that's a 4x4 grid. So that's about maybe 9 hours plus maybe 10 hours to do that one drawer for the grids. And then it was to do 2 of those boxes. I did them at the same time. It was 2.1 hours. So I get probably 3, I should be able to get 4 of those, maybe 5 printed on the bed at one time. Hopefully, maybe at least 3. I don't know how much of a gap it needs in between them. So either way, that's still about an hour per box for that size, the 1x3s. And so you can customize them to what you need. So that's going to be the main thing, is trying to figure what I will need for some of these items. I'm going to need some 1x4 bins. I won't be able to do any 1x5s or 2x5s on my build plate because, like I said, it will only do 4 grids in length. So some of those items might have to wait till I get another printer, or I can send it to a shop, or actually I know some others that were printers that may be able to print those off for me. So if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear it. For example, switching from the box that has about 3¼ inch in depth, the other one is 4 inches, so I can stand some items up on end. And actually, like I said, I don't really need that height other than the clamps, but I have other spots I can put some of those clamps, so that's really not an issue. So I probably should switch that. But if you have an idea of different style boxes I should use for this, let me know. I'd love to hear it. So in the next video of this, I'd love to get another 4 or 5 grids printed and also some bins. So I think this will help me out. If you have suggestions for prints for the combination wrenches and the extensions, I'd love to hear that. That really needs to be corrected. And that might actually get done before I finish this bin. I don't know, but the whole box is going to be a project. So anyway, So anyway, that's it for this one. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one.